All right, everybody, it's 2 minutes after the top of the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. Gosh, y'all look good. Welcome to October Events and Transportation All-Staff Meeting. I'm Gina, and I'll be the facilitator for our speakers and all of the cool updates and some fun little other things that we have for you today. So couple of housekeeping items. Just remember that this meeting is being recorded. So any of our team members that can't join us live can access the recording when it gets sent out in an E&T news bulletin later on this week. And then also be aware of your camera, and just if you need any support with that, you can certainly chat Steve Wang if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things like that. But we have also set the chat so that you can connect with the host only, which will be Steve. So let me get us right into this. Oh, it looks like I have a little bit of an overlay in terms of the formatting here. But again, you can use the chat feature to send your questions to Steve. And we've muted everybody so that we can get a nice quiet recording and that there can be a focus on the speakers. And then just some information for you to stay up to date with the most relevant and pressing information. Remember that there's the E&T intranet site, and that is updated very frequently, and so you can get COVID resources and campus news there. If you want to take a look at any of the operational updates that pertain to our department, you can go to transportation.ucla.edu. And then if you want to see any COVID-19 updates that pertain to the campus at large, there's a hyperlink for you there as well. And these hyperlinks will be active for you in the recording. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Renee Fortier, our Executive Director.
Thank you, Gina. Happy Halloween, everyone, and welcome to the October Events and Transportation All-Staff Meeting. So all of our presenters will be getting into the spirit today, and during our meeting, we'll be giving you organizational and operational updates and answering questions following the presentation. Before we start, please remember tomorrow, Administrative Vice Chancellor Beck will be hosting an administration virtual town hall from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. The meeting will discuss updates on COVID-19, a strategic plan to move us forward, virtual events, and end with a Q&A session. Zoom information has been emailed to you from Michael Beck's office. Because of the pandemic and the campus being closed until April, UCLA continues to face significant budget challenges. And to mitigate this, the campus has offered university departments the voluntary separation program that provides eligible employees the opportunity to voluntarily resign in exchange for severance payment based on full years of service up to 20 years. If you're interested in this program, please submit your application by November 13th. That's the deadline. VSP has been approved for policy-covered Teamsters and AFSCME staff. For more information, visit the COVID-19 resources page on the Events and Transportation intranet or speak with your supervisor. Additionally, staff members whose work has been impacted by the campus closure are strongly encouraged to join the Talent Match program for open job opportunities. You can also find more details on the Talent Match program in the COVID-19 resources page on the E&T intranet. Starting this week, all members of the campus community who work, learn, or live on campus are on UCLA campus at least once a week must be tested for COVID-19. In the next few weeks, UCLA will also launch a mobile testing unit for Bruins who live in the vicinity of campus and wish to be tested. This is a free service that Veronica will tell you more about in a short while. Last, remember to get out there and vote. If you're looking to avoid long lines on November 3rd, you can vote by mail or you can drop your ballot in the drop box. There's even a drop box on campus next to Kiosk 6 and Westwood Plaza. So many precincts are also allowing early in-person voting, so check details online. If you do plan on voting on election day, Non-exempt policy-covered employees may take up to 2 hours of paid leave at the beginning or end of the workday. Just be sure that you inform your supervisor at least 2 workdays in advance before Election Day. So now for more on the COVID-19 testing program and other health and human resources issues, please welcome Veronica Martinez from Events and Transportation Administration.
Thank you, Renee. All right, Veronica, take it away.
Thanks, Renee. Hi, everyone. Happy Halloween week. As Renee stated, COVID testing and community screening is underway. All employees who have been identified by their supervisor as an essential worker, which includes anyone who comes to work on campus at least once a week, should have received an email on October 22nd from Summer Bio. This email is not spam. Follow-up communications confirming the legitimacy of this email were sent out on October 25th. Testing began this past Monday, October 26th. Employees are to schedule themselves for a test every 5 to 9 days at either of 2 locations, Collins Court in the Wooden Center or the Covell Grand Horizon Ballroom in Covell Commons. A third location set for South Campus is currently being identified and will be provided when available. The information in the Summer Bio email contains a link that is personalized to each recipient. That link will take you to a site where you can schedule your COVID-19 test and select the location. If you did not receive an email and are coming to work on campus at least once a week, walk-ins are also being accepted at either location. Please let your supervisor know if you should receive a Summer Bio email. A list of frequently asked questions, FAQs, regarding COVID-19 testing is available on the ASH Center site and can be found through the link on your screen and the E&T intranet. Next slide. Flu season is currently underway and is expected to last through April 2021. As a reminder, the university's deadline to meet the flu vaccine requirement is this Sunday, November 2nd. All UC health plans are offering the flu shot free of charge. CVS, Target, and Walgreens are also offering no or low-cost flu shots. If you have questions regarding the flu vaccine requirement, please speak with your supervisor. More information, including FAQs, are available at the link on your screen and also on the internet. The temporary extension to vacation maximums for policy-covered staff has been temporarily extended to June 30th, 2021. Employees will temporarily be allowed to earn up to 4 months over the current maximum and should use this extended time to lower their vacation balances. Beginning July 1st, any hours over the vacation maximum will be lost. Winter holiday closure is a great time to use some of your vacation time. As Renee noted in her opening remarks, the university is offering a voluntary separation program. This program provides employees the option to resign from university employment in exchange for severance pay. The amount of pay is based on an employee's full years of full-time equivalent service time, and most employees are eligible and were sent an email with information about the program. The application link is on your screen and will also be available on the internet. The internet's a great location to get information. Talent Match remains an option for employees who may not have full-time work and are interested in a temporary reassignment to another department that may be understaffed. More information about the program is available through the link on the Talent Match site that's also on the internet. Next slide. There has been an update to the Emergency Family Medical Leave, also known as EFML, portion of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act policy, FFCRA. As of October 21st, employees who are taking EFML for reason number 5 and have children whose childcare or school have gone to a hybrid on-site learning schedule will now be available to take EFML during the time frame they need to actually care for their child while they're on their remote learning days. More information, including the updated FFCRA form to request a non-consecutive EFML leave, is available through the link on your screen as well as on the internet. The employee-initiated reduction in time, also known as ERIT, remains available for career employees who would like to voluntarily reduce their work time without impacting their vacation and sick leave earnings. Employees can opt to lower their percentage of work time from 5% to 50% for a period of anywhere from 1 month to 36 months. More information, including a link to the ERIT site, can be found on the internet. Next slide. Lastly, it's open enrollment time. The open enrollment portal went live this morning at 8 a.m. and will be open through 5 p.m. on November 24th. Information has been sent out this week by UCOP and contains links to the various plans as well as informational webinars provided by UCPAC. If you're interested in learning more about your health and welfare options, sign up soon as the webinar dates are filling up. The UC System-Wide Benefits Fair is virtual this year and available 24/7. You can visit virtual booths and plan representatives will be available to chat live. Links to this information and more are available on the internet. With that, I wish you and your loved ones a safe and happy Halloween. Go Dodgers! And I pass this on to Robin Bell for TOD updates.
Great. Thank you so much, Veronica. All right, Robin.
Hi guys, happy Halloween. Hard to demute yourself when you have bunny paws, but anyways, thanks for bearing with me on that. So I want to get started and let you know that Training and Organizational Development is really excited to announce that the Talent Development Initiative will kick off again in January. So Talent Development Initiative, also known as TDI, is a great program for everyone to participate in. Now, the goal of the program is to develop internal talent. So we want to enhance the knowledge, skills, and competencies of our employees. Now, what makes this program unique from other professional development programs is it's internal. So you really get to know all the ins and outs of our organization. So an example of that is when you're working on your project, you're working on different process improvements, maybe doing data analysis. You're also working with your team members. So you're learning about what it is that they do in their normal position along with what their unit does. And you learn to tie all of this together and see how it funnels up into our goals and initiatives. So you have that broad view of why we do what we do and how we do what we do. So if this has piqued your interest and you would like to learn more about TDI, please feel free to join me at the information session that I'll be hosting tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. So I'll share a few more details about the program and answer any questions that you might have. Additionally, if you'd like to do a little research on your own, check out our intranet page. We have a dedicated section under training resources for TDI. So that way you can check out the application, see what's all involved with that. And then there's a really handy FAQ. So it might answer some questions that you may have as well. So coaching conversations, thank you very much for everybody for completing those. I am so impressed. I think we hit like a 99.999% response rate. So thank you for doing that. I think we can all agree that now it's more important than ever to maintain those conversations and that open dialogue. That way we can support each other and best meet each other's needs. So even though the coaching conversations are due every quarter as far as checking it off the list, really take the opportunity to find different ways to maintain that communication. So let's say you have weekly one-to-ones with your manager or supervisor. Maybe once a month, put that particular topic on your agenda. So again, that way we can just know how to best support each other. All right, employee resources. So it was probably about 3 weeks ago, we had a technology learn at lunch session where we shared a bunch of different tips with you to make your lives easier. So if you weren't able to attend that session, don't worry, we have it in our training library on our intranet. So just click on that and you'll be able to hear from our in-house experts about all the tips and tools. Also, since our last meeting, we are trying to come up with what we're calling micro trainings. So we're also busy in our lives right now. And we feel like if we can get those micro trainings to you, which are about maybe 5 to 7 minutes, That way it will help benefit you in getting the tools and resources that you need. So the last one that we did was on PowerPoint 101. So this is just a very basic overview of how to utilize PowerPoint. So now that we're working virtually, you never know when you might be called upon to do a presentation. So make sure you stay ahead of the game and click on that link, which is also in the training library. So I'd like to announce our Employee of the Month recipients. So we have Rafael Cabrera from, well, actually now he just recently moved over to Ronald Reagan Ballet, so I almost screwed that up. And we also have Karen Hallisey from Integrated Marketing and Communications. So huge thank you for all of your hard work, dedication, and all that you do. You really are a star. Thank you for that. Okay, so I want to announce that, or let everybody know that UCLA Recreation is sponsoring a Monster Mash for this entire week. So basically what that is, they're doing Halloween themed activities, which is really great. And so they're doing anything from, hey, submit a healthy Halloween themed recipe. And tomorrow they're actually doing a virtual dance party. So for all of our dancers, not me, but who want to join, it's during the lunch hour. So check that out. And also a big thing is you will be automatically entered into a drawing and win a very cool prize potentially. So speaking of prizes, we had our day in the life photo contest. And so the theme was basically, hey, let's see what you're doing now that you're working from home, working on site. Be creative, show a little fun and flair with it. We received some great photos. We received a really big response in regards to who everyone's favorite is. And no need for a drum roll because the photo's right there. So congratulations to Karen Hallisey for her work pool themed photo. So 2 things I can tell you, her work environment looks way cooler than mine. And also Karen, get out there, buy some lottery tickets. This is your month, Employee of the Month and the contest winner. That's amazing. So a $75 Amazon e-card will be coming your way. So congratulations. Okay, employee engagement. Last month, we did a photo slideshow, which after the session, I got so many personal emails from people saying like, hey, that was really cool. It was neat to see people and all of that and feeling connected. So guess what? We brought it back. So this month, we are doing the haunting of 2020. So what better way to celebrate the holidays or Halloween? So anyways, I want to thank people for submitting those photos. What you will see in here is ghosts from the past and ghosts from the current future. So anyways, grab your bowl of candy corn and kick your heels up and enjoy the show. So one thing for
Awesome.
sure,
Thanks
you
so
can
much,
tell
Rob.
that we love to celebrate Halloween. So I thought it was fun that we threw in some old pictures because it's always been such a huge celebration in our organization. So hopefully it makes us feel a little bit more connected. So have a safe Halloween, everyone.
Thanks, Robin. All right, next I'm going to kick it over to Lauren Bergel.
Aloha. I don't have a kid or a pet to match, so I decided to match my water bottle. Okay. So I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of an update on what IMC's been up to recently. So if you haven't heard already, we have been asked by Michael Beck to form a bit of a hub and spoke model for a marketing team for UCLA administration. So not only, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm on this one. So internal communications, I'm going to give you that update first. So what you have probably noticed recently in your inboxes is that we have that new news bulletin setting. And so what we're going to do is, instead of the monthly newsletters that come and then sporadic news bulletins getting into your inbox, we are consolidating that. And what we're going to do is starting in November, bi-weekly news bulletins are going to come to your inbox on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So look out for those. This will allow us to get you more timely information on a regular basis, announcements, upcoming events, employee recognition, and things of that nature. So you no longer have to wait for the monthly newsletter for that. You're going to get a news bulletin every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure you look out for those. And then next up, we have our announcement that IMC is now serving as a UCLA administration marketing hub. And so what that means is our team and housing had 2 robust marketing communications teams, whereas the rest of UCLA administration didn't really have anybody helping promote their programs and services. So now we are actually helping, in collaboration with housing, to take on additional departments. So IMC is now serving UCLA facilities management, sustainability, UCPD, and financial and organizational services. So we're working with all those new clients currently, while also still serving our #1 client, events and transportation. So you can see on the next slide, there's a couple different things we've already been able to work on recently, including strategic reports, some branding for the other departments, flyers, and signage around campus. So we've already kind of started this process, and there's lots more to come on that. The other big client that we've had recently is COVID. So you've probably seen a bunch of our signage around campus if you're working on campus or if you have visited recently. So here's some examples of artwork that our awesome graphics team has produced. And it's mostly focused on staying 6 feet apart if you're at UCLA and wearing a face covering if you're on campus. And then we also have some signage that shows that campus is closed unless you're here for essential business. So what we've done is put it up on the Bruin buses, so on the Queens and on the tails. We also have ads in the inside of the buses as well. So thanks to the Fleet and Transit team for helping us arrange that. And then we have signs that are, at the Gateway Plaza bus shelter. We've also made decals that say 6 feet apart in public spaces where people might be lining up. And we have some cool pole banners that have gone up on campus as well. And so here you can also see we've gotten some digital signs up that show that face coverings are required and to stay 6 feet apart. And in addition to that, we have signs that are posted in buildings or in windows saying that this building is closed or this area is closed, and also instructions on how to wear a face covering when you're on campus or in general. There's also signage around campus saying that it's closed and it's to stay safe, stay home, and that you should only be on campus if it's essential that you're there. In addition to that, we have signage that is going up on a new mobile testing unit that will be launching next week. And the Fleet and Transit team will talk a bit about that, but we're basically branding this cool bus that is going to be riding around our area, around campus and local apartments, to offer free COVID-19 mobile testing.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lauren. That was great. All right, next up, we're going to get into some operational updates. So we'll hear from Brian Hope with Commuter and Parking Services, Jimmy Tran with Mobility Planning and Traffic Systems, Tom Poveromo with Fleet and Transit, Charles Whittington with Finance Systems and Assets, and last but certainly not least, Chin Sawhill with the Events Office. So Brian, go ahead and take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry if I look a little different today. I came down with a really bad case of the demons for Halloween. It's just affecting my whole complexion right now. Next slide. Where'd the slides go?
Yep.
There we go. As you may know, the customer relationship management team was formed by merging several units across commuter and parking services into a central hub for customer service. This merger has allowed us to tear down some of the silos that were in place before, implement process improvements, allowing for greater collaboration and information sharing, as well as increase the knowledge of our product and services amongst our customer service representatives. This has resulted in a greatly improved customer experience overall. Next slide. With the help of our partners at Fleet and Transit, we implemented a soft phone system, which is a web phone system called Jive, back in March, allowing us to maintain our phone operations while working remotely. Additionally, we have expanded the use of our customer relationship management tool, Oracle, to include questions related to special event parking and the Brewing Grad Pass. Both tools have allowed us to improve our data collection and analysis of our customer service that we're providing since we started working remotely. Next slide. As you can see, we have been very active while working remotely, answering calls from over 4,000 individual customers with approximately 700 hours of total talk time. Since we began working remotely, we've had over 14,000 email and chat questions, and as of today, we have resolved all but 23. Now, you may be wondering why all this data is really important for the customer experience. Next slide. With our improved data reporting on call volumes, we've been able to accurately identify which days of the week and which times of the day customers generally call us the most. With that information, the customer relationship management team implemented changes in our staffing time and staffing levels to ensure that we're able to address all incoming customer calls. This has resulted in a decrease of our average wait time for customer calls when they call in, down to under 20 seconds. Take that, DMV. Next slide. Additionally, data reporting related to customer email and chat questions allowed the customer relationship management team to concentrate our formal knowledge sharing efforts to maximize customer service, such as targeting the top 5 question areas by product first. When we take this formal knowledge sharing in conjunction with our implementation of improved internal communication, such as using dedicated team chats for the team to ask each other questions and share information, our team has been able to broaden their knowledge of all of our products and services. Now our team is able to address any customer question rather than depending on a single subject matter expert to resolve a customer question. As you can see in the average initial response time chart, since we implemented these improvements, we have greatly reduced the initial response time for customers, even considering questions that come in after hours on weekends, such as questions at 7 p.m. on a Friday that we wouldn't see until Monday morning. We have been able to reduce the average initial response time to customer questions to under 24 hours. Next slide. If you are not already aware of this, as of November 1st, the daily parking rate will increase to $14 a day for all visitors and non-UCLA affiliates. At this time, there is no increase for daily parking for employees at the reduced rate. Next up, I'd like to hand it over to Jimmy Tran.
Great. Thank you so much, Brian. All right, Jimmy, go ahead and take it away. We have Jimmy with mobility planning and traffic systems.
For Halloween this year, I decided to be one of your favorite functions on Zoom and MS Teams. I'm the humble mute button. And it's great because I have a lot of responsibility because with the mute button, you're able to make sure that to turn me off when everyone's speaking, and it's going to be great. So make sure for the mute button, I'll use for political debates moving forward, and just to be essential to your working from home lifestyle. So why don't I jump into our slides? So first off, we have our cordon traffic counts. Every fall, we conduct a count of average vehicle trips going in and out of the campus. The map on the left shows locations on campus, most of which collect our counts automatically, but we set up counts to counters and tubes at locations at Weyburn Terrace and the Southwest campus. And so these counts are important because they help us gauge travel demand on campus, and also we report them to campus administration and to other external stakeholders. So we began counting as of this past Monday, October 26th, and we'll continue counting through this Friday, October 30th. So vehicles counted at all campus entrances. So in addition to the 2020 counts, since the start of March, we've been collecting monthly counts in order to assess the impacts of the pandemic. So the graph below shows traffic volumes from 2019 compared to our monthly counts this year. And two trends to note are the steep drop in mid-March that coincided with our campus closure, and the slight uptick in mid-June when there was a slow return to campus. And so currently we're sitting at about under 40% of 2019 volumes. So stay tuned for our fall counts when we report them shortly. Next slide. By now you've heard from Renee and from Lauren about our mobile testing lab efforts and to provide access for testing for all Bruins. Our unit has worked with Fleet and Transit to provide some more analysis in helping identify locations off campus. One of which we've also done analysis that looked at student populations to help get a sense of possible locations. So in a hotspot analysis in these two maps, you can see that a lot of the cluster of students live in areas such as South Campus, Palms, West LA, Culver City, and Mar Vista. And with these efforts, we've received a lot of support from LA Council Districts 5 and 11. Next slide. If you've been on campus in the past few weeks, you may have noticed the official ballot drop box from LA County located on the median near kiosk 6. From anecdotal reports, we've known that it's been getting a lot of use, and the ballot box will be available till Election Day next Tuesday, November 3rd at 8 p.m. So be sure to drop off your ballots. And in order to help facilitate safe access for pedestrians to this ballot box, our teams work to enable what's called a pedestrian recall mode on the traffic signal that goes across Structure 8 driveway. And what this essentially means is that pedestrians, when crossing to access the ballot box, no longer have to press the button physically, so it will change automatically, helping to increase the access. Next slide. As you likely remember, our unit's been working to help enhance telecommuting resources and helping with the efforts to update telecommuting policy. A survey of the business continuity town hall attendees revealed that ergonomic setup are a key concern for UCLA employees. Given that many of us will be working from home through March, we wanted to share that insurance and risk management recently added some guidance and training on ergonomic setup for the home environment. If you have some time, please check out the new centralized website for telecommuting resources at UCLA shown on this link here. Employees can also access the Healthy Working at Home course offered through the UC Learning Center to understand risks associated with remote work. This concludes my updates for mobility planning and traffic systems. And now I'd like to hand it over to Tom with Fleet and Transit and also re-engage my mute button.
Great. Thank you so much, Jimmy. All right, Tom, go ahead and take it away. Tom, it looks like you're on mute. Looks like you took Jimmy's lead.
There you go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right. Sorry about that. Good morning, colleagues and goblins. I want to start by thanking our on-site staff for keeping operations running, ensuring a smooth transition into fall service with Bruin Bus, and helping keep the UCLA community safe. We would also like to thank our IMC team for their continued efforts in campus-wide COVID safety messaging and COVID-19 action and support. I want to give a big shout out to the entire Fleet and Transit team for receiving the Green Fleet Award. We are the 37th ranked Green Fleet in North America. This is a proud accomplishment for our team. Friendly reminder, the Fleet and Transit Parks Department continues to provide COVID-related PPE to all E&T on-site essential employees as needed. This includes disinfectant spray bottles, sanitizers, face coverings, gloves, etc. If you are driving a university vehicle, stop by Fleet and they can assist with your PPE needs. Thank you to those who continue to practice social distancing by limiting transport to 1 to 2 people with a driver and a passenger in the rear. Operational updates. Next slide, please. The campus fueling station continues to operate 24/7. Light duty and heavy duty vehicle maintenance shops are open. The procurement team is working on 36 new builds, including an all-electric bloodmobile. Bruin Access Safe Ride are running via the on-demand app, and the fixed route Safe Loop is running Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Big Blue Bus number 2 and 17 is supplementing service to campus. The Fleet and Transit 2021 fiscal budget has been approved and new rates and fees have been implemented effective 10/1/2020. Our new Agile Fleet Commander portal is now operational and accepting new reservations for Bruin car. Please continue to ensure that when riding a Bruin bus, you are required to wear a face covering. Buses will not carry more than 50% capacity as an added safety precaution. Next slide, please. F&T projects. We are continuing to work on the implementation of new modules on AssetWorks to help our technicians work more efficiently. We have launched the project and are deploying new technology to manage Fleet and Transit management system with an expected completion date of 6/30/21. A new fall protection safety system was installed in the transit maintenance shop for added protection and safety for our technicians. We are extremely excited to announce we will begin servicing and maintaining bicycles for the new Wayburn Bike Program. This is an added measure to recalibrate existing resources, helping reduce UCLA's carbon footprint and align with the university's 2025 carbon neutrality initiative. Next slide, please. The team is working on implementing campus entrance monitors to aid in rapid deployment of campus-wide communication of COVID safety emergency information to our Bruin community. There are some larger projects that are also underway with the goal to be completed before fiscal year end. Please be sure to check them out and sign up on the Talent Match site if you are interested. Contact your supervisor for more information. Here are a few few examples of those projects. We're wrapping up the improvements made to our online accident reporting tool that can be used on both a desktop PC as well as mobile devices. Next slide, please. This allows both F&T and IRM to streamline efficiencies in accident reporting, reducing administrative burden and paperwork on team members. In the last month, we have launched a project to revamp the driver safety and compliance process, which will automate the intake process for new drivers to the pool notice system, automate reporting process to departments about their drivers, in addition to automating the driver safety training online sign up and renewal process. We are developing a feasibility study for retail fuel cells on campus to also include a course of action on biofuels, E85 and renewable diesel, unleaded fuel, and a complete fleet vehicle electric charging plan. We also continue to implement our new telematics system throughout the UCLA fleet, which will improve and extend the overall health of university vehicles by leveraging technology to monitor fault codes, engine hours, engine diagnostics, driving behaviors, location, and usage. The combined projects of the enhanced fleet management systems and the telematics rollout will be essential to our future development of a UCLA motor pool program. Now I'd like to turn it over to the world famous Charles Whittington.
Thank you, Tom. All right, Charles, you're up.
Hey, thanks, Tom. Thanks, Gina. Good morning and a warm welcome to our E&T team. Let's start with asset office construction projects. As we move ahead with various projects, the events office will be moving into room 106, which was previously occupied by the citation review and adjudication office. Once construction is completed, the assets team will be moving into room 100, which was the old field operations office. We're expecting new flooring to be completed in that area within the next 4 to 6 weeks. I actually had an opportunity to visit campus on occasion and to get to see the lobby. And by the way, it looks fantastic. And it'll be completed in just a few days. So by the end of the month, we'll look forward to moving into the next phase of that. Next. The scope within the lobby project is an upgrade to the restrooms within the office. The access team is currently ensuring the restrooms are ADA compliant, as well as conducting research for occupancy monitors to be placed at the doors. They are motion censored monitors, similar to the ones you may have at your home. This will assist us with social distancing once we return to the office. If the restroom is at capacity, you will see the red "Do Not Enter" displayed. If not at capacity, the "Safe to Enter" will be displayed. And there will be more details coming regarding this project. If there is any employee out there in the E&T universe that qualifies for the Talent Match program, I personally highly recommend you get involved and participate. Our enforcement team has secured 4 temporary officers, and we are so delighted with their performance. We have created a new enforcement schedule, which has afforded us the opportunity to increase our campus patrols to 7 days a week. And lastly, as we well know, PS4 was closed this summer due to the flood that occurred. The good news is, as of today, it has reopened and we are back in business. With that being said, I'll turn this over to Chinsaw.
Great. Thank you so much, Charles. We appreciate it. All right, Chinsaw, you're up.
Thanks, Gina. Happy Halloween, everyone. The events office have been up to wicked things lately, but some good things as well, like helping out other units on campus. Now, most of our staff are working with other campus units in the Talent Match program, such as working on the ITS website, auditing ITS billing, and data analysis of the desktop support. The film shoot component of our operation is still in full swing, with the likes of Dr. Dre Beats commercial and the American Youth Symphony concert filming and multiple base camps for the film shoots near UCLA. For those who are not familiar with film terminology, a base camp for a film shoot is where makeup trailers, costume trailers, and cast trailers are located as well, and as well as crew parking and catering. It's the largest base and the first point of call for film crew when arriving for work. The first day camp at UCLA campus is to, for UCLA is to accommodate the children of essential workers called Woodcock Rangers Grove, will most likely not extend beyond December 11th due to low participation. We have been working with the Lake Arrowhead Conference Center in San Bernardino County to attract more film shoots, including providing housing for the film crew. Analysis of our film permit fee compared to San Bernardino County film permit show a large disparity. With that finding, we are adjusting our film permit fee for the Lake Arrowhead property. If a film shoot were to occur at Lake Arrowhead, the events office will issue the film permit, coordinate the COVID planning approval through the EH&S office, and support on-site management if needed. We also plan to do a tour of the conference center in November to be more familiar with the property. Lastly, as Charles mentioned, we will be moving from Kirkhoff Hall to the Strathmore building, where citation review and adjudication used to be. This move is to reduce the operating expenses such as rent and maintenance. Our goal is to be situated in 106 after the Thanksgiving holiday. The new office furniture that we purchased last year will also be moving with us, of course. That's the latest update from the events office. Have a witching Halloween, everyone. Back to you, Gina.
Great, thank you so much, Jinsa. All right, so now we'll move into the Q&A portion of our all-staff meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Renee and to Steve so that they can facilitate the question and answer. All right, so do we have Steve with us at the moment?
Sure, I'll jump in. We only had a couple of questions today. The first one being, what's the difference between the town hall on Thursday and the COVID task force town hall this afternoon at noon? It's interesting because I actually had a similar question to some other people this morning. Does someone want to address this?
Yeah, I can. So the one today is entirely about COVID-19 and the COVID-19 task force. The one tomorrow is Michael Beck's administration town hall, the first one that he's having, which he will have regularly. He will touch on COVID issues, but he's also going to talk about the strategic plan for administration and other issues. So the one today is exclusively on COVID. So I see that we also have another question about, once the work from home order ends in March, will employees who can effectively work from home still be able to work remotely, either full or part-time? So I actually doubt that the work from home order is really going to end in March from what I have heard. So some other campuses have already decided to have work from home and remote studying all the way through June. Our campus has been taking it 1 quarter at a time, but we are still in the purple tier in LA County, and we have a ways to go. We need to get into the red tier and before we can have any more students on campus or more people on campus. And even then, we're not out of the woods. So I would suspect that we're going to hear sometime early in next year that the work from home will probably continue through June. So that addresses at least the concern about March, but I will also tell you that we have a group working on telecommuting, and Dave Karwoski is heading up that group. And one of the things that they are looking at is having hybrid return to work once the campus is open again, so that it would enable people to work some days from home, some days at the office. And that is something all the UC campuses are starting to look into. UC Santa Cruz has actually started to make some policy change to actively encourage that once we actually don't all have to be working from home. So we are looking into that as well. Dave, do you want to add anything on that score?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay, so the only other question we received was about Bruin Bus. We will be running a reduced schedule for at least through March, and I believe all the way through June. If we don't have a return to classes and return to work in the workplace. And we are constantly looking at, what the needs are. Right now, there are very few people who are riding the bus. So we really don't need to run our full schedule. So once it starts to ramp up, hopefully, if we get to the point where we're out of the red in COVID and we get to the yellow and we can have more students on campus, we will then need to add more bus service as well. Sounds like we have no more questions. So I want to thank you all, and I hope you find a way to celebrate Halloween safely, even if it's just, putting on a costume at home or making candied apples or something like that. So, and also please remember to tune into the town halls, the one today at noon and the one tomorrow morning at 9:30 with Michael Beck. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you all for being here. We just received a chat message from Lauren that if you're in costume, please stay on the line for a second so that we can take a fun group screenshot. And so while we do that, we're just gonna play our Halloween haunt, the haunting of 2020 video, and say goodbye. And I hope you have a really good rest of your day.